The Platform 2, the newest Netflix film. Let's talk about it. Okay, so The Platform 2 is the sequel to the 2019 film The Platform that came out on Netflix. It has been 5 years since the original one. We were teased we were going to get a second one. But then nothing ever happened. And it was 2019. That's how long ago it was. So we're sitting there. And obviously Netflix are really bad at marketing. Horrible when it comes to their marketing. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I just gave up on The Platform 2. I thought that that's never going to happen. Turn on Netflix one day. Oh, look, The Platform 2's coming. It's like, yo, thanks, Netflix. Thanks. Your marketing team, world class. Brilliant. So here we are. We've seen the second one. Now, if you guys have not seen the first one, I'll just give you a little bit of context to the actual story sort of stuff of what is this is about. So basically, there's prisoners, 333 levels. There's a platform that comes down and drops at every single level full of food. And the idea is to try and get that food all the way down to the final one so that everyone gets their piece of food so that they can survive. The first one I thought was a pleasant surprise. I did not expect it to be that good, and it actually was pretty decent. And, I thought the commentary on the aspect of, the higher ups take more than they need and don't leave enough for everyone else below them, I thought was really done really well. Now we move into the second one, the newest one. Is it better than the original? I don't think this one is better than the original. I think the original is better, but this one was still decent. Now, not everything worked for me, but what I do appreciate a lot about this movie is when they're making this movie, they knew that they couldn't just run with the same ideas and the same concepts from the original. They could not just have new characters come in and tell the exact story as they told in the first one. Because then it's just a repetitive, it's like, well, cool, you just gave me the Platform 1, just packaging with new characters. It's like a DLC pack, that's all it was. But they didn't do that. What they did is they knew that they couldn't do that, so they told a different style story. And how did they do that? They actually introduced this idea of loyalists and this idea of someone that is dictating everything. Because we saw in the first one how they were trying to dish out, take enough that you need so that we can move on. This one, they have a person that creates the laws that you can only eat in certain meals. And every time it comes down, if you disobey the law, you get punished. And this idea of this following this one person who is dictating what everyone else eats and what everyone else does, and the punishments. I thought that was a unique way to tell this story. I thought I got to give them props for that, because that is something that's out of the box. That would be something that could happen in this scenario. Now, it wasn't executed to the perfectionist that it could have been, but nevertheless, it was actually very, very solid. And I thought the way that they were able to tell them with the brutality that they kept within the first one. So the first one, there's a lot of brutality, a lot of blood, gore, and, cannibalism and everything like that. They did that in this one as well. Now, they upped the ante, which we're going to get into, because there's some stuff in here that happens that is crazy. But they kept that style from the original to make it still feel like it was part of that, universe within the first one, but adding this extra context to these people who have been there longer have now decided that they're going to create this law and they're going to make people follow it. If you don't follow it, yeah, you're in trouble. So I thought that was that was a great idea. Not quite 100% executed, but still got to give them props for that, because it was not a carbon copy of the first one. However, though, with telling this story, the problem that they did is they went for a bold idea, right? Which I give credit to whenever you do that. They could have gone for a bold ending here. The ending could have been very, very bold. Unfortunately, it felt very safe. It felt very paint by the numbers, something I've already seen. That's really what I felt after watching the ending. I was kind of like, okay, I've been down here before. I've seen this before. Here we go. This is safe. It's going to be safe. Where there was a chance where I thought, oh, this is going to be something different. This is going to be bold. They're going to give me an ending that I just think is going to be, look, it may not be executed the best, but it's going to be something different. But it wasn't. It was not that. Now they did expand some of the lore in here as well. They gave us some more idea of what happens behind the scenes with certain things that's kind of messed up. And then we also got to see some other stuff throughout towards the end as well to showcase how they move people around to the different levels, which I thought was, I've always wondered, like, how do they do that? We got our answer in here, which I thought, creatively, okay, I understand. That would make sense why you'd be able to do that like that. So that was great as well. Now, as for the brutality and the horror in here, there are some crazy stuff that happens, man. There is a scene involving arms that was mental. There's something to do with a guy on the bottom of the platform, which I was like, dude, what the fudge is going on here? There's some creepy stuff involving mutilated body parts and stuff like that I was like, whew. There's definitely a lot of blood and gore in here as well. There's this really big fight sequence that happens on one of the levels as well, and it's just, I wish I got to see a little bit more. It's just all happening so fast, and we're focused on one character, so you're just seeing the blurriness in the background. You're not actually seeing the brutality of these, two groups coming together in this gigantic clash for power, which I thought, I wanted to see more of, which was a bit of a shame. As for the characters are hard to connect with in this one compared to the first one. The first one, I felt like I could connect with our main characters. Here, we follow one, really. She's the one that really we focus on and we follow throughout the whole entire one. The other ones are just side characters that come and go, and you just never get attached to them, and you're like, oh, this guy seems like he's going to play a big... Oh, no, he's not. Okay. Oh, she looks like she's going to play a big... No, okay. No, she's not. She's not around long enough. And then, you follow the main lead, and they give you some backstory to her. So I understand why they did the ending, because of the backstory that they're giving her. But then again, at the same time, it kind of felt like I've already seen that ending. It felt very safe, where they could have done something different. But, look, I thought it was shot as good as the first one as well. Beautifully shot. The sound was fantastic as well. The score... that horror eerie sort of vibe that you're getting when you're listening to it. So performance is great as well. I watched it in the native tongue, which is Spanish, with some subtitles. I'd recommend that because it just looks wonky when it's in English and that doesn't match the lips. But overall, I thought the Platform 2 was decent. You know what? It's a sequel that they took the ideas of the first one, changed it up a bit, didn't quite execute it as well as the first one. And I think the first one had just better themes and better characters and a better story. While I also am very happy that they tried to do something different with this one. Though it did not completely come off, but it was a decent watch. So let me know what you guys think of the Platform 2. Maybe you do like it more than the original. Let me know in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.